Hey planners, it's Tay of ShawntePlans and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am incredibly proud and excited to share with you the collab that I've been working on with Paper Trail Plans. This is the Cel-Liberation kit, and it is a Juneteenth kit that we have been working on. For those who follow me, you may have known that back in February, I'd requested some Black History Month quotes from Paper Trail Plans as like a custom script. And when I reached out to them to ask for those, they asked me if I would be interested in collaborating and working on a Juneteenth kit. And I mean, immediately I said yes, like without thinking, without a moment's hesitation, with no pause whatsoever. I immediately said yes. And then right after, right after I said yes, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. I finished talking to them, sat down, and I was like, how do I make a Juneteenth kit? And so it was like, okay, what is this going to be? Because I wanted to do something that honored the history, was modern and celebratory, was culturally relevant, and fit my personal planning style. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a tall order. Where do I start? And so I started by looking into modern or common images that represent Juneteenth, and that was like a whole journey for me, just really sort of trying to figure that out. What has been super awesome, we shared a sneak peek of the kit, and honestly, like, the first feedback that I got was, how is this Juneteenth? And it's such a good question, especially because I definitely feel like I went in kind of a little bit of a different direction with my interpretation of Juneteenth and how I wanted to celebrate it and represent it through this kit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the full boxes of this kit, and I can talk you through the thought process that went into creating this kit. So for those who may be unaware, Juneteenth is a holiday that marks the end of slavery in America. Actually, 2 years prior to this, to the Juneteenth holiday, slavery had ended, the Emancipation Proclamation had gone out, but because they didn't have cell phones and it took longer for messages to get around, number one, and number two, getting the states to actually comply with that order wasn't just like, oh, we told them that they have to free their slaves and they just all did, and they didn't. That wasn't the case. And so the last slaves to actually be freed 2 years after they were no longer slaves was in Galveston, Texas, and they were the last slaves to be liberated. And so that was where Juneteenth began. It marked the official end of slavery. And that is why we celebrate that holiday in Black American culture. And so I started there with the concept of what I wanted to do for this theme, and thought about Texas and Western. And I know I was also deeply influenced in thinking about Westerns because I had recently seen the Netflix movie, The Harder They Fall, which was so good and so fascinating. And it's coming from someone who's never watched a Western ever before in her life, to watching that and then finding out and doing research on my own and realizing how many Black Americans were actually cowboys and our contribution to cowboy culture. And so I know that was definitely a strong influence and something that was in the back of my mind as I started working on this as well. And so picking up on the Galveston, Texas theme, I decided, well, let's do a Western themed kit. I'd seen an image online of like a scroll with the whole Emancipation Proclamation thing, and I wanted to pull that into the kit. And so initially, like, the first thing I asked for was, I want a scroll and I wanted to say Cel-Liberation Day on it. And they pulled that together just so beautifully. Susie and Jess executed my vision for this kit just incredibly well, and just such a great job, just like bringing thoughts to life. The box with the hands, this one gets me every single time I look at it, and it is so moving. It's the hands holding each other, and I saw that image and I was trying to choose from the different hand positions and things that from the clip art that they were showing me, and I just remember seeing the hands and it just being just really a powerful visual for me. with the larger hands holding the smaller hands and just being able to hold on to family, which if you are aware of Black history, to be able to hold on to your family and know they're not going to be sold away from you. It was this very caring and sort of caretaking image, that image of just the hands, the larger hands holding on to smaller hands, just really hit me right in my feels. The 19th with the balloons, that was one of the things that I'd asked for in wanting to make this something that was very sort of modern and celebratory, because Juneteenth is on June 19th, and I wanted it to feel festive and like something that was being celebrated. And that was where the idea of the 19th in the balloons came from. The landscape images and sort of the open fields, I chose those because I wanted it to be a play on the word freedom. And there's something just about an open landscape that feels free. And for me, that was definitely a play on the concept of freedom, just the outdoors. In addition to the fact that I wanted just to show land and to show that in the kit. Historically, what was supposed to happen after slaves were freed was they were supposed to get 40 acres of land and a mule, because land in America is the way you build generational wealth, and it's the way you establish your family, give yourself a place to build a home and take care of yourself. And the mule was supposed to allow you to be able to farm, as most people in the South were agriculturally sustaining themselves in those days. It was, it wasn't like in modern times where you get up and go to work in an office. In those times, having land was the way you were going to be able to take care of yourself and your family, which of course that the government didn't hold up that end of the deal, and people did not get their 40 acres and a mule. But that was where the concept of wanting to show the land came in for me, and those particular scenes. Also bringing in the florals, and of course we have the strong Western themes. I loved the Galveston, Texas stamp with the June 19th, 1865, the date of Juneteenth. And so that is where the concept and the concept behind the images and behind the full boxes in this kit came from. And I have received questions from people asking what was the concept and how is this representative of Juneteenth, which is why I wanted to take the time to go through it and share with you all my thought process on that, because this kit is incredibly special and moving for me. I have never been so moved by any kit I've ever worked on, created, or used ever in my life. And I did not expect this one to hit me as hard as it did emotionally. And I wanted to do something that felt like it honored and respected my culture. And I know myself personally, I'm quite picky when it comes to my planning and my planning style. And I know everyone has their own taste and their preferences. And I never, ever, anytime I'm working on a collab, one of the things I always try to make sure I say is that I want people to choose based off of what they want for themselves. It's never about me putting any pressure on anyone. This kit is incredibly special to me. I'm deeply honored to have had a chance to work on this and to be able to share this with the planner community. But I'm totally aware it's not going to be a match for everyone's planning style, and not something that everyone's going to need for their planners. So let's go ahead and keep going through the kit. The kit format for Paper Trail Plans is one of my favorite formats, and I think it's amazing. So we have 9 full boxes, 3/4 boxes, some page flags at the top. This is foiled in gold foil. Absolutely beautiful. On this page, we have our functional page, which includes lots of beautiful boxes, square boxes, boxes that are shorter than the full width of a column. We've got third boxes. We've got the washi boxes where you can layer your own sort of whited out boxes on top of those if that's your preference, or use them in other creative ways. Half boxes, third boxes, all the boxes that I need. I'm such a huge fan of their ovals. I love these so much. Oh, I adore them. Love the brush strokes, the archways, page flags, layering shapes. We've got 3 sets of headers. I freaked out when I saw the single butterfly headers. The love of butterflies is something that both Paper Trail Plans and I share, which is why anytime you get your order from Paper Trail Plans, it has a butterfly on it. And so when we started working on the kit, the butterflies were the one thing we knew for sure was going to be a part of this kit. And it just felt super authentic to both myself and Susie and Jess of Paper Trail Plans. Love their super thin strip dividers that are foiled. We've got some habit trackers down at the bottom. Then they always give you 2 different options for your bottom washi. So you're going to get a chance to choose. And it is possibly the most difficult decision you'll have to make when it comes to this kit. Which one of these bottom washes do you want? Do you want to go with the traditional, or you've got the thicker bottom washi with the slimmer top strip that's got the butterflies on it, which is like crazy adorable? Oh my God, I'm in love. Love this box here. The date covers, and it has a brushstroke shape, but this one is the traditional square cut. And so what's different on this one is you've got the floral top strip. And so instead of having this floral print here, you've got foiled on the larger bottom washi strip, and then you get the Kiss Cut florals on the top, and you also get the Kiss Cut brushstroke date covers, which I know is becoming a super popular thing in the planner community. People are really loving the option and the variety to do date covers that are not in the traditional boxes. I personally like them both ways, which is why this is always a struggle for me, and I'm glad I have both because I don't have to choose between one or the other. And as far as I know, you can order both. So if you're like me and you're like, nope, I'm not choosing between, I need both in my life, you have that option. So you can order both of the bottom washi pages to include with your kit. But yeah, if you're someone who's like, well, I only need one set of bottom washi for my kit, good luck choosing, because I personally would not know how to. I'm in love with both of these, and yeah. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to try to figure out how to make that choice, because I would be terrible at it. There will be a freebie that comes included with your order. This is the Cel-Liberation freebie, which of course is a perfect match to the kit. It will come, I believe, in a random foil pull. I'm going to go ahead and check with them and add a note to the description box to let you know on the freebie, because it feels like it should come in gold so that it matches the kit. But I'm glad I have it in silver and rose gold as well, because I know even outside of using this kit, I'm definitely going to pull that in some other ways into my spread, maybe on like my monthly and mark Juneteenth and the 19th and all of that stuff. So I'm super glad to have those in all 3 foils. There is a clip art deco add-on, which has all of the different images. Like, oh, love so much. So you get a mix of some florals, some of the Western images, and the beautiful clip art that goes with this kit. Why am I wiggling that like it's foiled? It's not. Neither is this page. And so we do get a very large floral deco add-on sheet, which is just fantastic. And I love that it did an amazing job of having some of the like larger bunches of florals, smaller bunches of florals, individual florals, and colorful butterflies on here as well. And then even on the functional sheet, there are more florals here. So even if you don't order the floral deco add-on, if you're someone who uses minimal floral deco, you're going to get some in the kit itself. And then if you're someone like me who needs all the floral deco, the add-on sheet has got you covered, because it is amazing. In addition to the standard kit, there's also a journaling kit. But before we get into that, we did also decide to do some quotes. So like I said, this whole thing began when I requested some Black History Month quotes. And so we wanted to choose some different quotes, again, from incredible Black history makers to pair with this kit. And some of these are very specific to Juneteenth and liberation and the whole concept of that, like the Abraham Lincoln quote. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. And then there are other quotes that are definitely motivational, which I really like, because you can pull them in to any spread at any time of the year. So you have just a really great variety of inspiring and uplifting quotes on here. Frederick Douglass's "If there is no struggle, there's no progress." Ruby Bridges' "Don't follow the path, go where there is no path and begin the trail." I love that one. Harriet Tubman's "Remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world." So those quotes and more, just absolutely incredible. And these will be available, of course, in gold, silver, and rose gold foil, because you can pair them with this kit if you'd like to, or you can use these as just fantastic, inspiring quotes to include in any of your spreads. The quotes are sized to be column width so that they would fit inside of columns, so that you can place them either in your sidebar or in your day-to-day, however you'd like to use them, and that they would be able to fit if you wanted to like pair them on top of a full box. So say, for example, with this kit or any kit where you want to pull in your own quote, if you've got a full box with an open space, you can totally pull in the quote and layer right on top of a full box, because they are because that is the width we decided to go with for these quotes, to make it easy for you all to layer them and to include them in your weekly spreads. There is also a foiled floral deco sheet, and this pairs perfectly with the kit. So all of the like foil overlays of the florals are these beautiful vintage florals, and so you can get them foiled so that you can pair this with the kit as well. So you have both colorful florals and foiled florals that pair perfectly with this kit. Then, of course, we get to the journaling kit, because journaling is like a huge thing in the planner community this year. I am loving this trend so much, and it's something I personally have really gotten into. And so we were talking about the journaling kit, and I was like, it's so difficult for me to try to like narrow down what I want in a journaling kit, because every single time I sit down to journal, I go in like a million different directions. And what they included in this kit, I thought they did just a phenomenal job. So we've got 2 pages to this journaling kit, and you get those amazing kiss cut floral washi strips, which I love. The torn paper, super popular for journaling kits right now. And you also get some of the, I love this like torn notebook looking page. You've got brush strokes, the scallop circles, the oval, the Galveston, Texas stamp, which I just love that so much. And then they also included some kiss cut date covers on this page. On page 2, you get a combination of florals, the clip art, and I love these beautiful like large florals here. Oh, so pretty. And so you have the option of ordering the journaling kit on premium matte paper, which is what it looks like on premium matte paper. And then this is what it looks like on transparent matte paper, which is just lovely. And it's so much softer and more subtle just because of the shift in the paper, which you can see the difference here. Just absolutely lovely and beautiful. And I love the softer tones just in shifting the material of the paper. For me, one of the things I've really been loving lately is just how good like brush strokes look on the page when they're on transparent matte paper, because you layering over this is just phenomenal, because it just gives you this beautiful wash of color on the page. And that I love so much. I don't want to stick this down because I'm not ready to use it yet, but I love doing that with transparent matte paper to give me something to layer on top of. I like using it in my sidebar, in the month section, and even throughout my spread. So don't want to stick anything down, because I want to make sure that I have everything when I'm actually ready to use this. Truly lovely. And one of the things I have not really gotten into yet is utilizing floral deco on transparent matte paper. And I feel like I'm missing the obvious, because I really like using brush strokes to give me just like a fun wash of color as a background. And it hasn't occurred to me yet to utilize florals as just like background images. If they're on transparent matte, they're much more subtle. It's going to fade to the background and not be like the focal point, which will allow me to layer on top of it, which could be really cute in my sidebar. I feel like I've been overlooking an opportunity there, and I'm going to have to right that wrong. And then this is just another sheet of the clip art deco and floral add-on, which I'm so glad to have 2 of each of those, because I love this clip art. I love the whole concept of the florals, and I always need to make sure I have plenty of florals. So this is just going to be perfect for Tay's planning style. And so that is the Cel-Liberation kit. There is quite a lot happening with this kit. We really made quite an extensive kit and collection to share, which I was very excited about. And again, I have to say just the sincerest thank you to Susie and Jess, who in reaching out to me, what they wanted to do was take the opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate a holiday that is important in American culture, and to do it in a way where they were partnering with and amplifying the voice of a Black woman in the planner community, and celebrating a culture that even though they're not a part of, they wanted to honor and acknowledge, and they wanted to do it with someone who could bring truth and authenticity to it. I'm deeply honored that I had the opportunity to work with them on this, because this has been a different experience than anything I've ever done in any of my collabs, simply because of what this kit represents. And what's the craziest thing, because again, I just said yes so immediately when they asked me if I wanted to create a Juneteenth kit. And so I was like, yes, I'm totally in. I love paper trail plans. I think I knew working with them would be a lot of fun. And I knew they would be able to execute whatever vision I had in my head just perfectly. And they did. They nailed it. What I did not, and then what happened afterwards, when I stopped and looked at the calendar, I was like, okay, Juneteenth, that Sunday. My birthday is Monday. And so, as we started working on this kit, what I realized was this is not only going to be my Juneteenth kit, this is also my birthday kit for this year. And for that, I'm also incredibly grateful, because I don't think I could have chosen a better birthday kit for myself. This kit makes me feel seen in so many ways, and I am truly grateful for that. Getting into the release details of this kit, it is going to be available from March 18th to the end of May, so May 30th. So it is a limited release, but it is going to be available for like a really long time. So you've got plenty of time to decide whether or not this is a kit that you're interested in. And I've always like to say, especially when I'm doing a collab, it's definitely a no pressure situation. I only want people to get kits if it's something you think you're going to use and something you think you'll love and enjoy planning with, because that's what this is all about, is about buying kits that you are going to enjoy using in your planner and that are going to make you happy. And so if this kit does that for you, then that's wonderful. And if it's not a match, then I totally understand that as well. Also, we are going to be donating half of the revenue from the sales of this kit to the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. And when Paper Trail Plans reached out to me and asked me what charity I wanted to donate to, there were so many thoughts in it, and I really wanted something that was artistic, because our hobby is sort of a artsy craft type of hobby. And when I started thinking of an artistic hobby, when I started thinking of the arts, the first thing that came to mind was the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. I really love dance. I think it's such an amazing thing that she does, and the work that she does in bringing more representation to an art that so often doesn't include women of color. And it's something that I just think is so beautiful and wonderful for all of those young children who are able to live out their dreams through her academy, and what she's able to instill in those kids is just incredible. And so it's definitely a charity that I personally believe in the work that she's doing, and I think it's amazing, and I'm really glad to be able to support it with the proceeds from this kit. So this is a very special kit to me, and I'm super grateful for it, and I can't wait to plan with it myself, and I'm very excited to have had the opportunity to share this with you all. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next video. Bye.